Sunnysiders, I'm back with another story. Okay, today the story we're going to read has a lesson or a moral or a message. So the author wants you to think about something and see if you can figure out what's the message of this story today. It's called After the Fall: How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again, a story by Dan Santant. I'm going to click on my Kindle iCloud reader so that I can see the words a little bit more easily. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to birds. Then one day I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Have you ever heard the Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall? It's like a weird old nursery rhyme. Anyway, he's famous for that. Falling. He's famous for falling off a wall. Poor guy. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. Well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became. Oh, look! Here's some of the very sugary, kind of amazing looking cereal actually that he has at his store. Just marshmallow. All right. Oh my gosh, we can see all of them. We don't really need to do that. After that day, I became afraid of heights. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. All the boring cereal is on the low shelf. And he can't get to the good cereal because if he wants the good cereal, he's going to have to climb that ladder. And he is not about to climb that ladder because he's afraid of heights. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things, like sugar cereal. I walked past that wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. Okay, I want you to start thinking about what the author is trying to tell us here. What's happening? He's afraid of heights because he fell really bad. And that fear of heights is keeping him from doing something that he really loves because he's so afraid. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then, one day, an idea flew by. Wait a minute, what's the idea? What flew by that gave him an idea? Does anyone see anything? Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day I kept trying and trying until I got it just right. You know what? He's not really making a plane. He's kind of making, what did he make? It's sort of a plane, but it's kind of bird. My plane, bird, was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Sunnysiders, this reminds me a little bit of us right now. Because we can't be in the same room, we can't be at the library, we can't be at school, but we can still hang out together like this, and I can still read you a story. So it's not exactly the same, but for now it's close enough. And I could do it In my pajamas. Raise your hand if you're in your pajamas right now. Okay, perfect. Unfortunately, hold on, where are we? All right, so he's flying his bird airplane. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. What happened? It looks like his bird airplane got stuck at the top of the wall. I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing one step at a time until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. Oh my gosh, hold on a second. What's happening in this picture? I see a crack. I wonder if I double click. Will it give me some? Oh yeah, there we go. Crack. Crack. What's happening to him? He's an egg, okay. Sometimes when eggs crack, bad things happen. But sometimes when eggs crack, good things happen. What is he becoming? And I learned how to fly. Okay, so the egg cracked. But he really wasn't just an egg at all. He looks kind of like the bird that he made. Okay, now I want you to stop and think about what might be the moral or the lesson of the story. Because the author's going to tell us in a minute, but maybe you have an idea. So if you're reading this with someone, stop and just tell them what you think the moral of the story is. Okay, I'm here. Who am I here with? I'm here with Pusheen. Pusheen's eating chips today because Pusheen is on a lockdown. Pusheen has decided the best thing to do during a self-imposed lockdown is to eat chips and read stories. Pusheen, what do you think the moral of the story is? Yeah, that's a good one. I think it's like, well, let's see what the author says. I bet you have some really good ideas. If we were together, you'd be giving me all sorts of really good ideas right now. Life begins when you get back up. What a great moral of the story. We might be kind of like a little bit down right now, but you know what? We're going to get back up. And when school gets started again, we have this book in our library. Actually, all the books that I'm going to read to you during these online read alouds are books we have in our library, so you can come borrow them as soon as school comes back, and I cannot wait till then. I can see you then. Bye, Sunnysiders.